Hello, agentpreneurs, and welcome to episode 69 of the Daily List Report. We've got a familiar face for you today, Eric Mitchell. Eric's been on multiple times on the show. He comes on, he gives us an update on what's happening in the mortgage market. We're going to talk about the recent ruling from the Supreme Court regarding the CFPB, and we're actually going to talk a little bit about his upcoming book, which is going to be amazing. So before we do that, you're watching this on our YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe. We've got 68 episodes of amazing content. In fact, many episodes from Eric that you shouldn't miss as well. We'll link to those in the description. So before I bring Eric on, just a reminder for those of you who haven't seen him yet, Eric is the most connected mortgage professional in America. He is a 21-year industry veteran, and as I mentioned before, he has a book coming up. Eric has been extremely gracious with his time. His interviews have been some of the most popular on this show. You see his contact info on the screen. If you have any questions, you can reach out. He would love to talk to you. So without further ado, let me bring back on the show Eric Mitchell. Eric, say hello to the agentpreneurs of ListReports.
Hey, agents. Hey, Randy.
How you doing, Eric? Hey, Eric,
Good,
thanks
man.
again for doing this. You're always so gracious with your time, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about what's happening right now.
Absolutely, man. Have a blast every time we do this.
I love it too. I love it too. So, Eric, let's start off with some topical news, right? A lot of people watching right now have read the news and they've seen there's a recent Supreme Court ruling. This was CELA law versus the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or the CFPB. And let's talk a little bit about this, right? So the Supreme Court ruled, it was a 5-4 ruling, actually, pretty much along conservative liberal lines, that basically declared unconstitutional the 5-year sort of permanent, can't be removed placement of the director of the CFPB. So, Eric, just weigh in briefly. Just talk a little bit about what this means and what if any implications there are for this.
Sure. So first of all, I want to temper this conversation for anybody watching this. My opinions aren't political, right? Like I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative. I'm not blue. I'm not red. Like that's not what this is about, right? What I try and look at is just data, numbers, statistics, and then make best guesses, best decisions based on numbers, and that's it. And so when you look at the current administration's very, very vocal opinions about the CFPB, is that they're wanting the CFPB to pull back on enforcement actions, right? Like let the market be the market, stop coming down on financial companies the way you do, right? And so the head of the CFPB is saying, look, I have a responsibility. I got to do this. I got to do this. You can't fire me, therefore. And so then you've got the Supreme Court coming out saying, okay, wait a second. No, the president can fire you, right? So now, so think of it in just real life terms, right? If you're a small business owner and you've got an employee who legally you can't, they behave, right? Depends on their values, depends on their goals, depends on their agenda, depends on their belief system. It depends on a bunch of things, right? They're going to behave that way knowing they can't be fired. Now, all of a sudden, a judge rules that you can fire them. They're notified that they now can be fired. Is it reasonable that that person is going to behave differently? Just in a real life scenario. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to behave differently in a real life scenario, right? And so the CFPB is clearly going to behave differently. And so some companies can look at this and say, wow, that's great. No more handcuffs, right? There's no, that's not how it works, right? And so owners of large financial corporations have a very clear, I'm never the smartest guy in the room, right? There's guys and women much smarter rooms that I walk into. At the same time, hold on. And so what everybody is very focused on is, in November, statistically speaking, right? And I'm just going from statistics. Yep. Statistically speaking, there's probably going to be an administration change. Now, whether you think that's good, bad, or indifferent, that's a separate conversation. I'm just going from the data, just the numbers, right? And so if that happens, right, then that next person, whoever that is probably, statistically speaking, probably going to say to the CFPB, take action. Mm-hmm. We have to enforce the law, right? Like that's probably going to be their stance, right? And so now we're going to have a shift. And so what people have to understand is that that person, whoever that is in charge of CFP at that time, is able to go backwards, right? So mentally you're saying, oh, so starting in November, they're going to have teeth. No. They can go back a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. They can come in and audit your financial statements. They can audit your activities and say, well, 2 years ago, wait a second, 2 years ago, I was allowed. No, you violated the law. It just wasn't enforced.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so so if you're a financial company, you're still bound by what's coming. Right. Now, all of that said, is it a bad thing? I don't think so. Like, the laws are in place to protect consumers. Is it burdensome on financial companies to protect consumers? Yes. Does that mean we shouldn't protect consumers? No, of course we should protect consumers. That burden should be in place to protect consumers. That's why it's there. Right? It's why disclosures have to be accurate. It's why there has to be a certain wait period for consumers to be able to think about things. It's why consumers have to be able to shop. It's why all of that's in place for a reason. Now, financial companies complain about it because it hurts, and it does hurt. It should hurt. That's okay. Get over it. We're all blessed to be in an industry that's booming right now. Right? I don't know anybody in the mortgage industry complaining right now, right? We're all in a very blessed place. Our company, personally, we've doubled in size in the last 3 months, literally doubled in size, doubled in volume. And so, our industry is very blessed. Does this change things? Temporarily, you're going to see things ease a little bit, but no, probably come November, there's going to be a shift and they can go backwards. And so any mortgage company thinking, oh, I can get away with stuff right now, well, good luck to you come next year. You're going to have big problems. I wouldn't go down that road.
Absolutely. Eric, no, thanks for that perspective. So, let's shift gears a little bit. A lot's happened, obviously, over the last 4 months now, right? With unemployment and forbearance and all of the things that we've talked about in the last few times that you've been on. What's happening now, right? Where are we? If things opened up more, we've seen non-QM products come back into the market. We've seen things shift. So what's sort of the latest and greatest? What's happening right now on the mortgage side that our agents can benefit from?
Yeah, Wall Street's feeling real confident. Property values are going up because there's no inventory, right? There's like every MLS, right? And you've got better access than I do to the MLS data, but every MLS I'm looking at, property values are going up.
Yep.
There's no inventory.
Yep.
Right. And so, but what Wall Street's looking at, remember, if you're on Wall Street, you're a trader, you're not a realtor, right? You don't understand inventory, you don't understand any of that stuff. What you look at is property values. Well, property values are going up, therefore. And so Wall Street is very confident. And so the products are coming back. The non-QM products are coming back. The jumbo products are coming back. The FICO scores are coming back, to going lower again. And so everything's becoming a little bit easier. And so that can give us some false positives, we'll call it, right?
Yes.
So it's positive, but the moment the data shifts, right, the products go away. So what I would say to realtors is look, the products are coming back. The ability to lend is coming back. Get your buyers in the market, right? Yeah, there's no inventory, but there's mortgage products that they can qualify for. Rates are in the 2s and 3s, depending.
Yep.
And so your mortgage payment, 30-year fixed, it's, oh my God, like it's craziness, right? Like I remember, back in the day, mortgage rates broke below 4, and we were all shaking our heads going, this is the craziest thing we've ever seen, right? To watch mortgage rates break 3, it's like, what is happening?
Yeah, unheard of.
Unheard of, right? And so, getting buyers off the fence by helping them understand the timing of things. And then the other thing, if I'm a realtor watching this, here's my biggest feedback that I can give a realtor right now based on empirical data, right? Just a data play, is there's no inventory. You want to make your life real easy? Go get listings. Help your sellers understand that right now, today, this moment, there's no inventory. The price of a home is based on supply and demand. There is demand, there is no supply. You want to sell your house for top dollar? Get it on the market tonight. Right? Because the market's going to move. It's going to. When? data, there's so many variables going over the next few months. It depends, but it's going to move at some point. But right now, you can sell your house for top dollar, multiple offers within 24 hours. It's craziness. Go get listings.
Well, that's the thing, right, Eric? Right, we talk about this a lot, right, you and I, which is it's a weird year for lots of reasons, right? But it's also an election year. There's so many things going on. There's so much uncertainty. But the thing that we know right now today is that you can get top dollar for your house, right? So what you're saying is go out there and get those listings.
Yeah, control what you can control, right? And if anybody wants to troll me on social media, most of my posts are public. I make my posts public so you can see who I am and what I believe in and what my values are. And if you want to do business with me, great. If you don't, great. It's okay, right? Like this is just who I am. But the things that we can't control are many. There's a tremendous amount of things that we cannot control. And if you focus on those things, you're going to be broke.
Yeah.
That's it. You're going to be broke. And it's not a matter of you suffering. It's your family suffering because you're broke.
Yeah.
And here's my feedback. Look, I've made money in my life and I've been broke. And I can promise you making money is easier than being broke. I can promise you.
That's profound. Absolutely.
And so there's never been a better time to list your house. Never. There's no inventory, right? And you got to get in front of people and educate them on this. Supply and demand. There is demand. There is no supply. If you're thinking about selling your house, like right now, and show them the data. As a realtor, pull up your multiple listing service data, show them how much inventory is on the market, show how many homes have been selling statistically, and now how many homes are selling. Are home sales down? Yes, they're down. There's no inventory. It's not because the demand is down. It's because there's no inventory. That's why sales are down. Eric, but you look at property values are up because you're in bidding wars to buy anything that comes on the market.
It seems so simple though, right? So, I mean, why do you think we haven't seen, we've definitely seen more inventory come on the market for sure, right? But it's still extremely low. Why do you think more sellers on the fence aren't just listing their house because of this? I mean, it's
analysis paralysis, right? We're all, a lot of us are in a state of paralysis.
Yeah.
Or we're making decisions based on fear. And I thought, Stanley Kubrick, famous director, had a very famous quote. He said, being able to stand in front of a room and talk about a subject can give you the consoling illusion that you've mastered it. Right. And so I talk a lot about change. I talk a lot about focusing on things that you can control it. It doesn't mean I've mastered it, right? Like 2 months ago, I grabbed my girlfriend and we went to the grocery store and I bought 2 months worth of non-perishable food in one shop, right? I'm that guy. I didn't go get, 8 years worth of toilet paper, but I bought 2 months worth of non-perishable food. I didn't know what was going to happen. I don't know what's going on. I want to make sure, we have food in the house. Yeah. Was that rational? No. Did I do it anyway? Yes. Right. And so humans by nature, we do things sometimes that are not rational, not logical. Like smoking, right? You go to a smoker and you say, hey, you should stop smoking because you're going to die sooner. Logically, you should stop smoking. Yeah, they don't, right? And so that's not, logic and action are not necessarily tied together, right? It's just part of the human flaw. And so listing your house is not a little thing, and move to where? Do I rent? Do I buy another house? If I'm buying another house, then am I paying more than market value for the next house? Should I sit out of the market for 12 months? And that's where you've got to have a real serious family discussion with them. Like, what are your goals? What is it you're trying to do? What's your employment look like? Right? Are you able to move to another city? Are you wanting to move to another city? What about school districts for your kids? What about people buying a primary residence? That's the stuff you got to get involved in, right? It's not about getting the commission. It's about doing what's right for the family. But certainly doing what's right for the family right now is selling their house for above market value because there's no inventory. Yeah. That serves someone so long as they have a plan as to what to do next.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Eric, one thing I don't know that we've actually ever talked about together that's another interesting dynamic, I guess, right, in this puzzle is this idea of work from home. And companies like even ListRapport, right, who have said, you know what, you never have to come back to the office. We said that. We're 80, 85 people, right? So we're not huge, right? But 85 people can now live wherever they want. We've already had several people move or indicate their imminent plans to move to another area. So, this great migration, right, is an interesting factor. What do you think? Do you agree with that? Like, how do you think that's going to impact things?
Oh, the data proves it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just you. I mean, it's us. It's any company. You look at what's going on in Silicon Valley, right? Yeah. Like they've even tech companies in Silicon Valley, if all of them have created work from home. You don't need to even be in California anymore, right? Mm-hmm. We've rolled out remote underwriting, remote processing, remote docs, that's the technology is now enabling that. I think a lot of companies resisted it because it was change. Now that change is being forced upon us, and so we're embracing it, right? We don't have a choice, right? It's change or die, change or you have no employees. I mean, that's true. And the biggest asset we all have, the biggest asset you have, the biggest asset I have is human capital, right? It's our team, it's our family. I mean, that's the biggest asset we have. You've got to treat them the way they need to be treated. And right now, they need to be able to work from home. That's it. And so I would say none of us even have a choice in the matter. Like there's no industry that well, there are some industries that are exceptions, casinos and stuff. I mean, there's certain industries that your employees have to show up to a place of work, but those are the industries that are in trouble. Right? They're suffering. I wouldn't wish that for anybody, the stress and challenges that those industries are going through. But yeah, there's certainly a migration. I think there's a lot of more suburban communities that are going to be booming as a result. Like I was reading statistics about Boise, Idaho, right? Like it's unbelievable how many people all of a sudden are moving to Boise, Idaho. Like it's like, I was looking at the stats going, whoa. What is going on in Boise? Well, it's you can buy land and you can have half an acre with your house, right? And be separate, right? And people look and say, hey, I want half an acre. I don't want to be stacked in a condo building on top of people anymore. I don't this is not conducive for me. And especially if you've got kids. Right.
Absolutely. And so, I mean, if you look at the NAR data, Eric, that's come out, right, people are looking for the extra bedroom, right, for their home office. They're looking for the pool, the space for the gym. I saw a report yesterday that said that significant percentage, and I won't quote it because I don't remember, but a significant percentage of people said they're never going back to the gym, right? They've set up their home gyms now as a result of, shelter in place, and they're not going back. So it's interesting to see the long-term impacts of these things. But certainly I also agree with you that residential real estate suburbs are going to benefit from this, and there's going to be migration from major urban areas. We've already seen double-digit rent and price decreases in the Bay Area in places like Mountain View and Palo Alto and San Francisco, and potentially a move to maybe even second-tier cities that have infrastructure, have universities, right? So I think second-tier cities are actually going to be a beneficiary of this as well. So that's going to be interesting.
For sure. But right now, if I'm a realtor, like right now, today, this moment, go get listings.
Go get listings. Yep. Get your sellers off the fence. They're going to get top dollar right now. And there's lots of options, right? They could buy another place. And I know you're a big advocate. If it's your primary residence, don't worry if you're paying, quote unquote top dollar, right? You're going to live there. That's going to be your home. But there's other options. Your
school district. Yeah, there's other factors.
All sorts of factors.
So, like for me, an easy way to go get inventory where you don't have to have those conversations is go to your local real estate investor meetings.
Yeah.
Right. Like every major city has a local real estate investor association, right? Like the Los Angeles Real Estate Investor Association, the Orange County Real Estate Investor Association, San Diego Real Estate Investor Association, right? They have monthly meetings. Go to the meetings. These are people that if they sell their real estate, they don't need to move.
That's right.
It's a non-owner occupied property, right? Yep. And right now there's no inventory.
Yep. That's
if I'm a real estate investor, I can sell my real estate for top dollar and not have to move.
Yeah.
Right? Cash out while the getting's good. You buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
Right. That's the whole point of trying to make money. And real estate investors, vacation homes, things like that, where they don't need to move, sell. Oh my God, sell right now. There's no inventory.